Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the first episode of Battlestations Pacific. New Let's Play on the channel. I think people saw this one coming after Battlestations Midway, but yeah, here we go. Battlestations Pacific. Just like Battlestations Midway, the episodes are going to be on a per mission basis, regardless of how long or short the episode ends up being. I think that for games like this, where it's just the missions and not really a whole lot of no like work to be done between the missions, unlike or like there is in the naval ops games. For games like this, I feel like that's a good format to stick to. So if we go to single player, we have two campaigns in this game, which is really cool. We have the Japanese campaign and the US campaign, and I'm gonna go through the Japanese campaign first, partially because it's first in the list. Also because I've played both of these before. I don't remember every minute detail, but I seem to remember that the Japanese campaign is a little more geared in like a tutorial kind of way, and the US campaign, when you start going through it, just kind of throws you in. On top of that, Japanese campaign is also, you know, something different that we didn't get to see in Battlestations Midway. So for all those reasons, we're gonna start with the invasion of Hawaii. No. We want to go yeah, all the way back up to the top. I had to figure out which way the missions were going. I guess it remembered the fact that I played and beat this before. That was a long time ago, so do not expect me to remember everything. But we're going to start this right off with the attack on Pearl Harbor. Tora, tora, tora. Surprise the anchored U.S. fleet. Select.
It has come to this. The Imperial Japanese Navy faced the mightiest foe in the Pacific, and to ensure our expansion into Malaysia and the Dutch East Indies, we will deliver a preemptive strike immediately. Commander-in-Chief Yamamoto's plan to paralyze the US fleet at Pearl Harbor by sinking their warships is ready to put into action. The finest planes in the Imperial Navy are to take part, and the damage inflicted will be great. Glory awaits all who contribute to this daring attack.
I'll say this now, I don't know personally. I haven't been around accents from other cultures that much, so I don't want to try to. I'm not trying to discriminate or anything, but if that Japanese accent is not actually like a Japanese person speaking English, it doesn't sound terribly authentic, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I've never spoken to a Japanese person in person, so I don't know. It could be. I'm not sure. Anyways, primary objective. So this layout is definitely, I think, a lot more useful than the one in Battlestations Midway. Primary objectives: destroy the planes on the ground, make 2 successful bombing runs against the USS Nevada, make 2 successful torpedo runs against the USS West Virginia, destroy the USS Monaghan is the secondary objective, and our hidden objective is, it doesn't tell you what it is, but it gives you a hint, which is nice. An exploding fleet oiler might cause serious damage to nearby ships. Oh, I see. Okay. So, Naval Academy. I wonder what happens if we press Y here. Oh, yes, it gives you some tutorials and stuff. Plane basics. We will be using aircraft, of course. Plane weapons. I'll just slowly scroll through these if you guys wish to read them. Aircraft orders. Like so. It's very similar to the last game, but in my opinion, everything is so much more streamlined and easier to understand. So these are just some quick training videos. I don't really need them because I've played these games before, and I literally just came off of playing Midway yesterday. So this is something about this game. Depending on what kind of medal you get, you actually over time will unlock special units that you can use in missions when you replay them later on, if you replay them. So for getting a certain ranking, or for doing a certain objective in a later mission, we have this available. Now, for the sake of the Let's Play, I'm going to assume people are people who might be playing this along at home, I'm going to assume it's their first run through and they do not have the same stuff that I do. And I don't necessarily have everything unlocked either. As you can see, this D3A Val, it's upgradable, but I don't have anything to upgrade it to because I didn't do whatever the requirement is. So for the sake of the Let's Play, I'm going to be sticking to whatever the basic units are. I'll show what the upgradable units are when I can, such as this, but I'll be using the basic unit for the mission. Now, what's this 3D view thing? Oh, I never noticed this. See, this is cool. I'm already learning. So I'll scroll down through the text as you can see, if you'd like to stop and read that, or pause and read it, or whatever. And, yeah, oh, hey, we can look at the Shinden. A very, very interesting design plane. We can look at the Kate. And, oh, wait, I should, yes. So the Kate, if we scroll down through here, we can see some information about the Kate and the Shinden. And I'll scroll through the Shinden for you. Slowly. There you go. And the Val, same deal. It was going a little too fast. And there you go. And of course you can pause and read if you need to on any of that stuff. Anyways, let's jump into the actual mission now. And we'll go through this on regular just like we did in the last game. So pretty cool intro cinematic there. I know at least one viewer that is, if they're watching this, is going to be very excited to see that submarine in that sequence there, in that cutscene. I know what that kind of submarine was, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. It's fair to say that the Japanese were getting quite desperate midway through the war, so. Okay, let's get started.
In a war against the United States, Hawaii is the most important naval base the enemy has. It is America's Gibraltar. Any ships heading to the Far East have to stop and refuel there. Hawaii is the key.
Enemy formation at anchor. 9 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 6 light cruisers.
The Americans don't have any vessel capable of sailing from San Francisco to Manila and back without refueling at Hawaii.
Wind direction from 80 grad. Speed 14 knots. Visibility over enemy fleet 1,700 meters. Cloud density 7.
And as America deploys her fleet far out into the Pacific, we are certain to find it assembled at Pearl Harbor.
The enemy fleet is in Pearl Harbor. Tora, tora, tora!
Okay, it bugs me a little bit that the rear seat machine gun on the Val was a Browning M1919, pretty clearly, but
The
oh well.
A6M0 is a terrific fighter, something the Americans can't match. It had a 99-to-0 kill ratio over China, and that's more than the proof of quality. It's fast and agile. The American pilots are going to be taken by surprise. Most might not make it into the air.
Strike all their planes on the ground. Clouds, mostly over the mountains. Visibility good.
And here's some basic plane controls for us.
50 or more unidentified aircraft on a course for Oahu. Picked up
So-
a large formation. Confirmed. Well, don't worry about it. Aircraft lost on radar. They've entered the dead zone.
What's kind of cool about
Planes are parked in a line on the ground.
what's kind of cool
Destroy as many as possible.
what's kind of cool about this whole campaign
Chance to take off.
is that it's like an
Sir.
alternate history of what would have happened if the Japanese had not suffered so many crushing defeats, but just a lot due to bad luck in World War II. Slow ourselves down a little here to get more time to shoot before we have to turn off. Oh yeah, press and hold RB to lock and lock on target and look around. Press R3 for cockpit view, like so, which is pretty cool, though not the most useful thing. It's cool. B-17s here. We are going real slow right now, but that's okay. So that's cockpit view, and we're gonna miss one of these planes. Yep. Oh, so let me demonstrate what I kept trying to do in Battlestations Midway, but it doesn't work. As you can see, my throttle is kind of low on the right-hand side of the screen right now. If I click left stick, it instantly jams it up as hard as it can, which is what I kept trying to do in Battlestations Midway, but that's not a thing in Battlestations Midway, which is why sometimes the camera would just flick around like a maniac, because it was me trying to do that. And left stick in that game, or clicking it, makes you control the camera. So, that's what Catalina's too.
The more planes they have, the better. Now, order your planes to land. We need space for the incoming bombers.
And now it's going to tell us about how to make our planes land, but first, I want to try to see if I can guess what this hidden objective was. Because I would bet it has something to do with these auxiliary ships. Oh! Okay, I'll give the game that. That was very good clipping on my wing right there. I would not have expected that to actually work, but it did. So good job, game. That was actually good clipping there. Or reasonably good. I mean, it wasn't, I don't think it was perfect clipping, but... Oh, yes, that was good. Whee! Okay. And then the other one I'm interested in attempting to destroy is this guy here. Like so. Whee! Yeah, we did it. Well, by did it, I mean we made it through between the two ships without crashing, which is an accomplishment for me. I mean, look, I have to take what small victories I can get, right? Because I mean, I'm not great at these games. I had to take what I can get here. There we go. Did we get that one? Did we get it? Did we get it? Think it went down? Hang on. We can use A to select targets, just like in the other one. Is it down? Is it going down? Is that the one? I guess it's going down. Hey, PT boat. Hey, guess what? One of you probably has Walker on it, but you know, that's fine. Oh, yeah, funny story about that actually. We'll be seeing that come into play in a little bit here. I won't spoil exactly how, but yeah, they do have a little bit of a throwback to Battlestations at Midway. And yes, I know I need to land my planes. I'm aware of this, but I'm trying to. The hidden objective said nearby ships can damage stuff, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. Just find the auxiliary ships here and see if I can blow them up and maybe get the hidden objective. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Are there any more? Are there any more? Is there one over here somewhere? No. Doesn't look like it. I got the two on Battleship Row. Are there any over there? I don't think so. No. Uses Monaghan. That's a secondary objective, but we can't do anything to that with our zeros. So, okay, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and land. Wait, it's oh, it's this way. Yeah, it's not the D-pad anymore after you hold X. Now it's the stick.
Now we can send in some heavy weaponry.
Cool fact about the Pearl Harbor attack by the Japanese, they were supposed to coordinate. They had two plans. One plan involved a certain attack order, and it was to be signaled by one flare. The other plan was if the other plan was in case they were spotted, the first plan was in case they weren't, or vice versa, something like that. And they were supposed to fire two flares. Well, once they realized that once someone realized they could stick to Plan A, he fired a flare, but half the group didn't see that flare, so another guy who also realized they could use Plan A fired his flare. And then, so some of the pilots only saw one flare, and some of the other pilots saw two flares. And so, it actually, for as successful as the attack on Pearl Harbor was, it was actually really uncoordinated. And that's kind of the story of the Japanese, pretty much for most of World War II in actual history. They just had really terrible communication and just bad luck all the time. And eventually it became it got to the point where we were the sleeping giant, as Yamamoto put it. We got so caught up in terms of technology, we were able to build things so quickly that no amount of luck or strategy would save the Japanese. And that kind of happened after Midway once we sunk 4 of their main aircraft carriers. Oh, right next to the gun, or on top of the gun even. Yep. Secondary, destroy the USS Monaghan. I think we can do that. And I'm going to ignore you guys.
Critical hit on Nevada's port bow. Huge hole. We're trying to beach the ship.
We're going to go.
Reported at the harbor entrance. The shots we fired at it missed and it submerged. We've got another one in the harbor.
We're going to go for this destroyer here.
Heading for it at ramming speed.
Oh, Monahan. Also, this is a much better view for using torpedoes. Much more useful. Hey, dodge this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow! I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, that's definitely more realistic. One torpedo against a Clemson-class destroyer would absolutely annihilate it. I think... The reason I'm surprised is because that probably would not have happened like that in Battlestations Midway. It probably would have survived, which is a little annoying. Now, I'm curious here. Is the USS Phoenix, for some reason, still a weird-looking Atlanta class that's actually not an Atlanta class because it didn't have its guns? It didn't have all of its guns. No, they appeared to have at least fixed it not being an Atlanta class, but now it looks like a Cleveland class, which I don't know if that's right or not, but... At least it's not a weird-looking Atlanta anymore. And also, have you guys noticed that they didn't bother even trying to put numbers on the battleships? They were like, you know, we kind of messed this up last time. Let's just make sure, let's just cover ourselves so that we can't possibly get it wrong. They learned from a lot of their mistakes in the last game. Is it going to give us another squadron, or does it want us to wait for these ones to reload? Also, ordnance reloads in this game. It did not in Battlestations Midway. Now, is that less realistic? Of course, but for a gameplay, or from a gameplay standpoint, so much better. So much better this way. I will take it all day long. West Virginia is the one on the outside, so we want to go like this. And because he's not going to move, we can go ahead and drop it way back here. And wait for it, and boom.
The deck's in flames. Excellent. Another ship is going down. The attack is going well.
Oh, I need to put on subtitles. My bad, guys. I should have done that sooner. I'll do that as soon as I can pause the game.
Fighters, circle over the harbor and maintain air control.
Like now. Okay, options. Yeah, I should have done that sooner. I'm sorry, guys. Subtitles enabled. Yes. There we go. Good. Okay. Focus on a targeted unit. Hold RB. And as you can see, now we can still fly around like this.
Don't block traffic. This is not a drill.
That's not terribly useful. Well, it can be. It's not good for dogfighting, but it can be very good for finding like where a ship is relative to you if you're having trouble with that. Shoot down at least 5 enemy planes. And we can go ahead and just kind of maybe bring back the throttle a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely. There's 3. And as you can see, this time it's giving us like an actual area to aim for with our aircraft machine guns.
Out of an attack upon the territory of Hawaii, and that all of the circumstances make it advised to protect the territory and its inhabitants. I do declare and proclaim a defense period to exist throughout the territory of Hawaii.
I've never, ever heard that speech before, to be honest. Did we do it? Yay, we did it. Is that the whole mission? I thought there was a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't know. It might be the whole mission right there. I wonder if I found the hidden objective or not. I'm assuming this is going to... Yeah, there it goes.
It was a perfect surprise attack. American warships were quickly sent to the bottom. But although the strike was executed flawlessly, we didn't find any enemy carriers at Pearl Harbor, so we remain on alert. The carriers are out there, and we can't let them interfere with our plans for expansion.
Again, like I was saying, that bad luck that the Japanese Navy always seemed to have, just the uncoordinated attack at Pearl Harbor, the fact that the carriers weren't there. Another thing, too, they were specifically told not to destroy the oil reserves, the huge, giant, above-ground oil drums that we had. They were specifically told not to destroy those because it would create a lot of thick black smoke and they wouldn't be able to clearly identify their targets, aka the battleships that they were trying to sink. So just things like that just kept piling on, and it's really what dragged down the Japanese in World War II, and I totally just went over that thing. I can't go back to it. Well, that's my bad. I'm very sorry about that, guys. I will try to remember not to do that next time. Whoops. Sorry. Also, I can't help but scroll past all of those missions every single time, so those are all kind of spoiled. But, yeah. Whoopsies. Okay, well, I'll make sure I don't do that next time. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode of Battlestations Pacific. I hope you have enjoyed. I'm sorry about the screw-up right at the end there, and I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. But in the meantime, guys, I hope to see you all in the next episode.